And that's why, friends, you can't drink an entire shower supply of water in one day.
I was thinking that you could, but now that I've heard your story,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all on board.
Had to get a new stomach.
Whoa.
Wasn't pretty.
Like
Wasn't
a stomach transplant? You ever had one of those?
Yeah, got it off an old man, so I drink a lot of prune juice now.
At what point do you just like keep drinking and like keep pissing? Like,
it's not about pissing, it's about a bursting stomach and you just leaking water out of your pores, Mason. It's a horrific experience, and I'm kind of offended that you brought it up. Hey guys, welcome to the Lunch Club podcast.
Hey.
I'm Ted. I'm here with Carson.
That's me.
And Travis.
Hey.
And our special guest today, Mr. Mason.
Hi, Mason.
Hello.
What do you do?
hey, I'm a Twitch streamer over at twitch.tv/_Mason.
Okay.
That's my job.
Holy moly.
What do you do for us? Why are you here? What's your importance?
I wish I knew.
Okay, well now this is
I did
depressing.
camera work for you guys in LA.
Thank you.
Oh, how could I forget?
Oh yeah.
Can we get a clap from Mason?
So today what we're going to be talking about, guys, is we did a little bit of a robbing situation when we were in LA.
We
That's
did a
right,
little
baby. Oh. Yeah.
yoink, and then
Yoink.
here for all you audio listeners, it was kind of like a
Ooh, like a little move.
that's
yeah,
us. That's us walking in, and then we took a little
point.
That's us stepping inside.
A little bit of a
Mhm.
boom.
Mhm. And then we stole everything from them with a little bit of a.
Last week we released a YouTube video.
That was
last week we
us
released
stealing it.
Oh my god!
What,
week
are you
we
trying to
released
move
a
on?
YouTube video.
Are you trying to move on right now, Ted?
I am. Mm-hmm. Last week we released a YouTube video where we robbed YouTubers in LA. We robbed some various YouTubers such as Captain Sparky, Pokemon. Who else?
That's just not right. That's just not right. Those aren't the right names.
We robbed the entire mob. Yeah, that's right. The Italian mob. We robbed them. And various other YouTubers.
I don't think any of those were actually who we.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
That's not.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No, but in reality, we robbed Captain Sparkles, Pokemon, the mob, Gus Johnson, Sven Johnson, Eddie Burback, Nakey Jakey, Sabrina, Tony, aka Eddie Burback's brother. Did I miss anyone?
I don't know. I zoned out after the first name. They're all below me.
Yeah. So. Oh, nice. Yeah. So yeah, we did we're going to talk about the little behind the scenes of that experience. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Mason obviously was one of our wonderful cameramen. How was the experience, Mason, recording all of that chaos?
Recording all that chaos?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah. What was the hardest part
in.
about doing that?
It was kind of like
The hardest part?
Yeah.
Well, it was like hard to know if like what I was doing was correct because I'd never done anything like that before.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No.
Do you feel like you learned a lot though when on that sort of trip that we did?
Yeah, I feel like everyone learned a lot on that trip.
Yeah.
I feel like
learned
it was
a lot
really
of
good trip.
learned a lot of who our enemies are, right? Am I right, man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The other YouTubers that we stole from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I say? I say we burn their houses down next.
I'm not worried about most of them. It's just Michael Reeves.
It's just Michael Reeves, and I am a little worried about him. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
When you get right down to it, he could walk into my house with a little, like a
Little.
He could walk into my house, go up to my room with a, that's for the audio listeners, and then open the door.
These sound
Creep
effects
into my
are-
room.
Beep 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 beep.
That's him using a taser on my body asleep.
Burnt to a crisp, one might say. He probably would attach it to a car battery, up the voltage to like.
He's
not
a
even
freak.
a car battery. Maybe he just carries around a generator on a thing of wheels, like one of those generators you see outside industrial office buildings. Yeah. Get at least 1 million volts into you. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
Shout out to anyone who's seen that video over on the Lunch Club channel. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you go see it. But we're going to talk a little bit about the behind the scenes of what went on this little field trip of a YouTube video.
Yeah. How did we get $30 million? Because we're $30 million richer now.
What are we going to use $30 million on? Who knows?
I wonder. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a double-decker Ferrari Lamborghini combo that is also twice as wide and takes up both lanes of the street.
Well, now, Ted, here's what I'm thinking. We put one double-decker Lamborghini, and then behind it we have a little tow connected to another double-decker Lamborghini.
That's an incredible idea, Carson.
I just came up with that.
You're smart, dude. Holy moly. Travis, what do you want to add?
I want to ride the Lamborghini.
Okay. Thank you, Travis.
Damn.
I appreciate that.
For anyone that doesn't know, we actually recorded 10 minutes of this podcast already, and we're just kind of retreading the steps.
Yes, exactly.
This podcast is going down in flames.
It is. And we're going to be the charred remains, just mummified.
Just like Michael Reeves when he's done with when he gets me.
Yeah.
And for the audio listeners, this is what the fire sounds like.
That's a really
that's an accurate fire noise, actually.
I think that's exactly what fire sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an opinion.
And my opinion is right.
So why don't we just go through? I think you have a list, Carson, right?
I have a
all the
list.
People that we robbed.
I have a list of the people we robbed. Actually,
all right, so who do we start off with?
Well, I mean, the first people we did a little to. We invited Gus Johnson, Eddie Burback, Nakey Jakey, Sven Johnson, and Gus Johnson's girlfriend Sabrina over.
Who is also her own person beyond that.
Of course. Okay, now I look like an asshole, Ted.
Yeah, I know. I was going to get you there. I knew it was coming.
You wanted to just paint me as the villain, didn't you?
Yeah, you motherfucking sexist, dude.
But we invited them over to our house. Oh, Tony, Eddie Burback's brother.
I fucking love Tony. Holy shit.
You like Tony?
Tony. Oh
what did he
God.
do? What made you love him?
He had sort of just like, he was mainly silent the whole time, but he gave off an energy of peace and harmony that I just was unprecedented. And I just, I fell in love with the man. What can I say? I love Tony. Tony Burbank, California. I love him.
That is full name?
Shut up. So one of the things that we should mention about the video, though, is that we accidentally, in the editing process, one of the things flew over our heads was what we titled it Gus Johnson and Co., which was a sort of a pretty big misstep on our part because the entire group of creators that came over were all not just like Gus Johnson's lackeys. Let's get that clear. They're all like their own creators.
Besides his girlfriend, anyways.
Okay, enough of that.
You painted me as the villain. I'm simply taking the role.
You've got Mr. Nakey Jake, you got Eddie Burback, and Sabrina, she's also making her own skits too, as well, which is cool. And you've got fucking, all those guys are all freaking awesome. And it was honestly kind of surreal that we got to meet them too, because I'd been watching them for so long. I'm sure you guys have all been too. So it was really
Travis
nice.
just shakes his head.
Oh no.
Do you even know who they are? Like right now?
Me? Yeah, I do now. But like,
what did
you
they do?
Know about them before?
What did they do in your head before? Like, what were your impressions beforehand?
Impressions beforehand? To be honest, I didn't really. I knew who they were, but I didn't really know what they did. To be honest,
okay.
I never really watched. I'm not really a YouTube watcher in my free time. I usually watch like streaming services and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like Twitch,
fair.
Like Twitch streaming service.
No, like he's talking about
like
Netflix.
You Now,
Netflix, Hulu.
Like You Now.
Did any of us really watch Twitch before we started streaming?
I didn't watch Twitch before.
I did. Yeah.
I actually, you know what? I watched one group of these two Australian gamers years ago. They went by Two Awesome Gamers and they played Minecraft.
That's awesome.
And they made videos for a while, and they did a Skyblock series, and they were really funny. But other than that, I never really watched Twitch. But basically, we had the
Hey,
that
I'm
whole
not
group-
ready to finish up the last subject. My introduction to Twitch was actually Twitch Plays Pokemon, and that was about the extent before I
Really?
started.
That
yeah.
recent?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, Twitch Plays Pokemon
Mhm.
was like 2014.
I know, but
We were-
like,
That
we
is
were-
6 years ago, more than half a decade, Travis.
But
we were
like,
watching
if
that
he-
stuff.
but if he said it's the extent of that, he like probably watched that for like very little bit and then kind of forgot about it. I feel.
But here, Travis, here's a little food for thought. If you were 6 years old, you would have been not alive 6 years ago. You ever think about it that way?
Yeah, you
But
would.
if you were 7, you would be.
kinder fetus.
Travis has a point. If you were 7, you would have been 1.
Yeah, he's got you there.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
But and Mason, I assume that your introduction with Twitch was just when kind of
Well, Mason's
started
introduction to
digesting.
Twitch was actually my streams because he's a very avid viewer of twitch.tv/Call Me Carson Live.
Carson Live, yeah. No,
He's
good.
been a sub since I think birth. Actually, I think he's been a sub since birth.
'Cause how long have you been streaming for?
How long?
Because
have
that
you been-
determines his birth date.
How
then.
long have I been streaming for?
Yeah.
He's been
straight out the
streaming since
womb,
he was
actually.
6.
Straight out. Well, since I was 6.
Yeah, 6. See, like when
What
he
is this-
said the metaphor earlier, he was like talking about himself. So
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
when he was
Mhm.
born, he saw Twitch Plays Pokemon, and then he was like, "I'm creating my account," and then he's been
Carson's a-
streaming for 6 years.
Carson's a real life version of the Truman Show. When his entire life has been streamed.
Hey, don't make
Um,
this joke. Sometimes I worry. You ever? I feel
You
like
ever
All
wor-
the time.
all the time.
We've talked about this. I will go through episodes where I think life is a movie.
Yeah.
I'm
Really?
like, there's no way that we are so gifted to be with such a cast of characters all the time that this is not some crazy ass like Edgar Wright script going on right now.
Am I a
Wow.
character?
Yes.
Are you getting
Am I a
Travis?
character? Come on. I'm
Travis-
a kind of the normal guy.
No. Travis, let's get right down to it. I would not be surprised if you are being paid to be in my life right now.
I gotta
Wow.
go.
He's gonna win an Oscar.
Are you gonna win? You're gonna win an Oscar, Travis. Do you know what that is?
Don't say
For
that.
2020,
Don't say.
Brad
Don't
Pitt?
ask Travis if he knows what an Oscar is. Did you seriously just ask Travis? You said, "Hey, Travis, you know what an Oscar is?"
Well, you see, an Oscar is a type of white male.
I don't know where this is going. You took it that one statement took it in a whole different direction. I didn't expect. Should we get
I've been
back onto the
thinking of
subject of
getting
the?
into jokes making fun of like my own race.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be funny. Travis is
Yeah, that would
gone.
be funny. Why don't we move?
Travis
Direct
is
us
gone.
back to the actual
Hey,
subject
Travis,
of this
welcome
podcast,
back.
which is the
Well, I never left.
which is
Okay.
the robbing. And we
No,
had
Ted. I like talking about what we were talking about before.
holy moly. So we had Gus Johnson, Eddie Burback, Nikki Jakey, the whole gang over. And we had dinner at this Airbnb type place that we were renting in LA. And I got to grill for them, which I was pretty happy about. And it was overall, it was a fun night. But and then towards the end of the night, or kind of in the middle, I guess we were like, hey, we're doing this video. You guys want to help us out? And they were super, super receptive. We were literally figuring it out on the fly with them, and and I thought that they would get like, I don't know. I feel like I was overthinking it, so I thought they might have gotten frustrated with us, but they were super, super sweet and friendly the whole time, and it was awesome.
Yeah, like when they
Yeah.
were outside, like doing their own thing, like that was just them. Like that was
Yeah.
their own thoughts. Like we didn't tell them like to say anything. That was just their own conversation. Like when they
It
were
was just
talking
they
about
were
Carson's
thinking and-
stinky fingers.
Carson
Yeah,
like that
they-
was their whole
They
idea.
started the Carson Stinky Fingers bit,
Mhm.
They did.
which is funny.
And now I am forever known as the guy with the stinky fingers.
Yeah.
Even though, you take a whiff of my fingers and they actually
then you
don't
pass
smell
out.
all that much. No, you
Mhm.
don't. That's not true. They don't. Mason, you're making a face as if you don't believe that, but
All I'm saying
I
is
don't smell anything when I
we got
Because
food
you're
on
so used to
Wednesday,
them,
and
Carson. You're used to the
Smell 'em,
smell.
just
You are
scream.
immune.
it doesn't do. Okay, lay it out for me right now. If you went up to me and you took a whiff of my fingers, what would it smell?
I would
like?
pass out.
I would
Why
never
would-
take a whiff of your fingers, Carson, because don't do that.
What? Whiff my fingers?
I mean,
Why can't I whiff my fingers?
it's kind of like, I feel like it's the same thing as like you could progressively give yourself a sort of similar effect to like carbon monoxide poisoning. They're so disgusting.
You're gonna singe your nose hairs.
Yeah.
Mason, you've known me for I don't know how long, since middle
Don't
school.
appeal to his pathos or whatever.
Have they always been my? I'm appealing to his pathos. I don't listen. I did not
like a
pay
Latin
attention.
term.
No, so the teachers used to call you Stinky Fingers.
No, they didn't.
Carson Stinky
Don't
Fingers.
perpetrate
Yeah,
this
they did.
lie.
Carson would
did.
part the Red Sea through the
Every
hallways
single
of high
time.
school.
Every every
People would
single
be
time
backed
you
up
do
against
this.
the lockers to avoid the stench.
No, I was a freak in high school though. I was really weird, but
Yeah.
I Mason, why'd you roll your fingers just now?
You
I mean,
weren't
not your
that-
fingers. Sorry,
You were
stuck
a
on-
freak.
What do you mean?
were a
I thought I
freak.
was weird. I was pretty weird in high school, Mason.
Everyone's weird in high school.
Did you wear
Okay.
did you wear like shirts from Old Navy with like Dr. Seuss quotes on them? Like we're all Whovilles in Weirdville, or I don't know. I can't.
No,
think of
I
a Dr.
wasn't
Seuss
like
quote.
purposely weird. No,
Did
it
you
was
wear,
more
like-
I
You-
did.
but you're telling me you didn't own one ironic graphic T-shirt? Come on.
Oh, I had some.
Let's be-
I have ironic graphic T-shirts now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would get them now for like sort of like the pastiche aspect of that.
Uh huh.
But back then, I had a couple back then, and like,
The great outdoors.
like I had one that was the
I
reason
have-
why I brought up Doctor Who was because I had a Doctor Who shirt that says like something stupid, like the Doctor is in.
That's awesome.
And like,
I,
why did
you're
everyone
such a
our age
geek.
back in high school have like Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola shirts? That's literally just us paying for advertising for the. I don't know. It's another whole thing.
because it's trendy,
Um,
Ted.
I have a shirt
Yeah.
that says "The Great Outdoors," and I wore it to the Misfits camping video.
Mhm.
For anyone that doesn't know, I went camping and Travis
Ah,
did too
very
in
loose term.
Australia. Well, yes, it was a very loose term, but we did go camping, and I did wear the Great Outdoors shirt, and I was
And
very
when-
proud of how ironic and funny it was that I was.
Yeah.
wearing.
How
Yeah.
often have you gone to the Great Outdoors, Carson?
Not very often. That's why I have the shirt.
Wow.
I actually bought the shirt a few years ago, and I was like, "This will be really funny," and
And
it
it's
has not
true.
paid off yet.
Yeah.
Paying
When-
off
when
right
we
now.
when we did go camping with the Misfits, we all went camping, but Carson got a hotel. And he said, I went camping, but he did not stay the night. He
Mhm.
went to a hotel and came
Listen.
back in the morning.
"Listen, Travis, that was a lot for me. Okay, I need you. I need you
Did
to
you actually, Carson?
what?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
really? You gotta.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Ryan P got me the hotel,
but it was as
Wow.
per your request.
Wow.
but I
would've
will
given-
say,
I would have given you high levels of shit for that, Carson.
That's
A lot
fair.
of people
That's
did.
fair.
A lot of people did.
I did not care because the morning after, when I had to go out and record stuff for their vlog, I was well rested, and I had gotten a shower, and I felt ready to go.
Yeah. Well, that's
Mhm.
good. Do you want to? should we-
Also, I had to walk through the dark. Pitter patter, pitter patter.
These are all inaccurate.
And I had to follow a map, which is it's just like that's rough for me. That's rough for me. I had to follow like the hotel map. It was not very descriptive. I had to be like, okay, so this goes this way, this goes that way, and then I got lost a few times on the way to my room. And then when I found my room, it was very scary because there was a little creaky floor, and sometimes I was like, what if someone if someone like went into the house right now? I don't know who I would contact. I'm alone in Australia by myself.
Well, hey man, I think that if there was any person that like snuck in to try to attack you, you really have nothing to worry about because your stinky fingers are such a good deterrent
Yeah, he would
to
pass out
an
as soon as he
intruder that
opened the
like
door.
it wouldn't even be an issue really. So
Where
I think
it-
you were mainly safe.
Why do you what's the origin story here of my poopy fingers? Since we're perpetrating this lie further, What do
Well-
you think made my stinky fingers so stinky, Ted?
I mean,
Ooh,
as
my.
Gus Johnson said in the video, it was that you don't use toilet paper. It's just
You
your
don't
fingers.
use
Right,
toilet
right,
paper.
I just
you,
stick
you just
'em-
go
yeah.
like you kind of make a claw hand
Yeah,
and
the
you start
janitors.
moving all of your phalanges in this sort of grinder motion, and then you just put it up your ass, and then that's just how you get all of the. all
It does
poop
the
out.
job, okay? I don't need to have everyone coming at me all the time.
So you admit.
you used to be on like a first name basis with the janitors in high school, like because they loved you because they didn't have to replace the toilet paper
Yeah.
when you used the bathroom,
How many? What was like? How many people went to your high school? Like, what was your class size?
like 100.
100. Yeah. Okay. So he actually did have like at least a 1% impact on the usage of toilet paper. Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
No, yeah.
I had like 500 people plus in my class. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So you
That's
had
crazy.
like a 0.2% impact on that.
that's incredible math, Mason. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Looks like you're the asshole now.
But baboom.
Baba Booey.
You're Call Me Carson. We have to know.
That's a reference. You
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a
To
explain it?
Nardwuar reference. I've
Nardwuar,
been watching
yep.
way too much Nardwuar lately. But anyways, we should keep talking about the robbing stuff because we've gotten so far off track. Who is the next person that we robbed?
Hey, Ted,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a podcast, okay? It's okay to get off track sometimes.
I
Sometimes-
know.
Sometimes people want to hear about my poopy fingers.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I allowed it
and
to happen.
sometimes people want to hear Ted Nevison shut the fuck up.
Holy moly.
You said it, not me.
Holy moly. Wow.
I'm just laying it out on the
That's
table.
that's a lie. That's a lie.
What?
You
That
speak
people...
only you speak untruths.
It's all banter.
Um,
It's all banter chat, not chat.
yeah.
So I almost called everyone chat. I'm too used
Yeah.
to streaming. That's the
He's a
streamer
streamer.
lifestyle.
You're so right.
How many times do you stream this month? Like once?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean,
not-
it's
yeah.
enough for an impact, Ted. Come on.
I streamed twice.
enough to cause ripples.
Just
In
got to
the
get his
last
subs back up, and then he coasted out.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, wait.
Let me get my monthly paycheck in.
Okay, this feels like an attack on my psyche. But yeah, so hanging out with Gus Johnson then was pretty fun. And then
You know, Carson, we're on a podcast. We
Okay.
don't need to keep moving on to the subject very, very fast. You know, this has to go however we really want it to go. And at the end of the day, no one really wants to hear Call Me Carson talk.
I want to make an apology
This
because
sounds familiar.
I want to make an apology because again, I just said Gus Johnson and them, but they're each individual creators. Gus Johnson, Eddie Burbeck,
Holy shit.
Sabrina, who is
You're-
Gus Johnson's girlfriend, but she's her own person. And then Sven Johnson, and then Nikki Jakey, and then Tony, Eddie Burbeck's brother.
Tony.
But anyways, Ted, since you keep pulling us off track, the next person we actually robbed was Jordan Moron, Captain Sparkles.
Oh my
Wait, I don't
God.
think you said his last name right.
I
Well,
said
that's
what
his
I
middle
said.
name that you're talking about.
You're his
Oh, wait,
middle
did you say
name.
Jordan Moron Captain Sparkles? That's his
We-
whole name?
Ted, we robbed him blind right in front of his face.
He
Yeah,
was
but
like, "Yeah, come on in, rob me." And
It was because we
did.
took our shoes off. We were so polite.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, we were polite.
His defenses were down once
I
our
feel like
feet
you
were
gotta-
exposed.
You you know that like he's a very well-adjusted adult when he's gotten to the point where he's taking his shoes off when he comes into his house. That is I feel like if anything, that is the indication of a well-adjusted
Well, he
human.
does seem. I mean, let's be honest. We are all children in a man's game, right?
Oh wow.
What?
And a man's mansion.
In a-
The reason why that's why it's spelled with man and not child. They don't call it childchen.
That would be scary if they did.
Yeah, it would be.
So Jordan's house was very warm. We went
It was like
inside.
a heater.
Yeah.
Because of those windows, man.
Okay.
It was very cold in LA that day. It was like in the 60s, and I was like layered.
60s is not cold.
I
For the
think it's
60s
record.
is pretty cold. Like 60s was enough for me to be layered and
That's like
dressed
a-
well.
Wonderful
then-
fall day.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's perfect. It's perfect weather. But you walk into Jordan's house, and it is 90 degrees.
It was very warm.
Yeah,
Instantly
damn.
sweating.
Maybe he's acclimated to the
Oh, yeah,
hot
for sure.
summers.
for sure. Like,
Yeah.
how long's he been there? A few years?
He's in an
right?
all black. He's in all black, which black is very much
Like-
warmer when
Yeah.
you're in the sun. For those that don't know, that's actually a little thing I learned in
Little-
school.
A little,
Yeah,
didn't
black
learn much.
absorbs
Fun
the
fact.
heat, you
Mhm.
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then that keeps your clothes warmer
'Cause
for longer.
it's not as reflective.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then white is so reflective, the light bounces off, and it doesn't.
Well, that's something I've actually heard though, is that when you spend time living in like warmer environments, like when I when I originally went to like warm places in the past, it would like be immediately like short sleeve
Yeah.
sort of situation. But for people who like live in the South and stuff, it's a lot hotter there, but they still
Well,
wear pants and
Mhm.
shit.
It's
you know?
interesting.
It's like a sort of, I feel like your body has to get used to regulating that sort of heat. What were you gonna say, Mason?
The type of heat is interesting to me because like
Yeah.
I've been in Indiana
The
for
dry
21
heat.
years of my life, right?
Hmm.
And it's not dry heat here. It's just gross. It's just hot. It's
Humid.
95 and wet and miserable. And like
Yeah.
out there, it's just dry heat.
Yeah, you
And-
can cool off by just like getting wet, and it's just so good,
Yeah.
so good.
That's how it is in Massachusetts too. Florida is like an entirely different experience too. Florida is literally like you can drink the air in the
Ugh.
summer.
Ugh,
It's literally
that's
so
disgusting.
humid. You can like when you get off, like it's that kind of thing. Like I've been to Florida a couple times, and like especially when you fly there, when you walk outside, it's sort of like you feel the air cake onto your skin,
Mm.
you know, and you're like, oh, it's a little different in these parts, huh?
Is there like a swampy flavor? Like if you open your mouth?
Yeah, like you can kind of slurp up some sort of alligator essence whenever
You get
you're
little
there.
alligator babies.
Yeah, swirling around.
Excuse me, what did
The
you say,
fish
Mason?
swim through the
It's an
air.
alligator babies.
In your
the-
mouth?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're just in
the-
the air. I mean, you're in the
Sort of an
underwater
emo-
city of Orlando.
sort of like an
Okay.
I don't know.
umami flavor, sort of an umami flavor you get from drinking the air, you know.
Have you guys ever? Hold on, let me restart that.
Okay.
Okay, when it's raining, have you guys ever just like went out into the rain and like looked up and then just open your mouth to fill your mouth with water?
Yeah,
Or at
I've never
least tried?
successfully filled my mouth with water. But
No, like have
I've
you
definitely
just
done
tried
that.
though? Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely
Yeah,
done that.
anytime there's like a rainstorm or a thunderstorm, I go out there, I do that. I bring my umbrella out, I wing it out, you know.
Why would you bring your umbrella out if
Well,
you're
so you can
trying
turn it
to?
upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Turn the umbrella
personally,
upside down,
yeah,
fill it with
that's
water.
what I'm doing.
I personally take a lot of joy in getting as many books from the library outside during a rainstorm and seeing how many I can ruin.
Right.
You're the worst person. You're just
many- how many-
ruining knowledge for everyone else.
How
It's
many
the
books?
All
opposite.
that
It's the
is.
opposite of
It's
book
the
burning.
Fahrenheit
Yeah.
451.
How many
It's
books
book
you can
drowning.
I
get? How
call
many
it-
books you can like when it dries out? It's like that sort of spiral shit. You know
Yeah.
when a book is wet? Oh man, I have so many like books from my childhood
Oh, the
that like
water
for
damage is
some
so
reason
bad.
I'm always getting shit wet, specifically books, and like the pages are all fucked.
My favorite one to take out
Stop
into
trying to drink out of them.
Yeah. My favorite
Books
one
are
to
not
take
good
out.
cups.
Yeah. My favorite one to take out into the storm is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, you're so right.
Why don't we put all of the 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas underwater so that they're more accurate?
Because then how are we gonna read them?
So that the fish can read and become full-grown fish people.
Yeah.
Why
should
would we
help
want
them.
what? Why would we want fish people?
I mean, we're always trying to diversify in our culture.
Fish people are people too.
I
Fish
kind of want to be a
people
fish
are people.
person. That would be cool.
I want to fuck a
And you
fish
couldn't be
person.
on land.
You want to? Excuse me. Wait. Hold on. Let's hone in on something. What did you say, Carson?
Well, I think it'd be more normal to want to fuck a fish person than be a fish person.
I guess that's true. I mean, there's an entire movie about that. One Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
You
else
know
is
what
there
they
really to
say.
say? Watch the movie. Learn something.
Yeah.
And maybe act- maybe act on
it. Learn something.
So how do we even get to this conversation? Oh yeah, we were talking about how hot Jordan's house was. We went
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
how Jordan's house gets hot to
fucking
fish people.
To let's learn something about how to fuck fish people. Specifically, how does Jordan fuck the fish people?
Well, the
Because
first
we
thing
know he does. Jordan, this is a call out officially.
If
Show
you
us
had a
your-
fish baby, would
fish
you need
girlfriend.
a little fish tank?
Probably in
Yeah.
its youth. I'd imagine in its youth,
Well,
but then it would like
in-
sort of grow the arms and legs to sort of be able to step out like that sort of
Like
Hellboy.
an evolution?
In
Yeah,
the
that-
shape
you
of
know, that
water, she
Hellboy
flooded
guy
the
that-
apartment.
In
for
what?
him. The shape of water, she flooded the apartment for him to keep him
Oh.
around.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, but
Well,
then
we're
if
talking
it,
about a
if
fish
it has
baby.
gills, does it just like evolve to lungs and gills so it can be on both land and water and not matter? But
That's
if
too
it only
soon.
has gills, then it can only be in the water, even if it grows up. It
I
won't
think
have
it
lungs,
depends
it
on the
only
fish
has
person.
to be it.
there's the one in Hellboy that's directed by Guillermo del Toro too. And
Abe
doesn't
Sapien.
he wear a face mask sort of thing to be able to walk on land?
He wears like a reverse, like
Oh, reverse
scuba suit.
Sandy. Reverse Sandy.
What?
Sandy Cheeks. You know how she has the water
Oh,
helmet and
yeah.
the air
okay.
helmet?
Okay. Yeah.
It's a water helmet, you know?
Yeah, it's funny that's rather than like a respirator or like a scuba diving suit, you went immediately to Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
So
Because
so
it's the
Jordan's
direct
house.
opposite.
It is.
Right.
It is a direct.
No, it
opposite,
isn't. And I agree though, now that I think about it, it is the direct opposite.
So the first thing we did when we got to Jordan's house immediately, because I was so excited, because I'd waited forever to see his cars,
Mhm.
and
He was watering at the mouth.
I really was.
I mean,
I knew when
kinda
he
like
got that
when you
Ford
go out in a
GT
rainstorm.
That was
Yeah,
the
he got
first
like a-
question Mason asked him.
was, can I see the cars? Because he got that
Mhm.
Ford GT like 4 years ago, and I was like, that's so sick.
I
Is that
remember
car
seeing
sick?
something. I remember seeing it like I saw it somewhere where he had it delivered and it was like a truck came and it like sort of it was like he hired a whole like situation to get it delivered to him. It's like he ordered it off.
Situation.
Well, it was.
Well, it was
Ford.
like a whole fucking event. It was I don't know, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
no,
That could
Ford
go on
doesn't
money.
give that car to anyone. Like you have to be a very specific person for them to sell you that car. They sold
Oh,
it to
really?
John
I
Cena.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they sold it to John Cena, and then John Cena sold it to someone else, and Ford sued him for selling that car.
Are you kidding me?
Shout
No,
out
I'm
Cena.
completely serious.
How many of those cars are around?
I don't know. I don't know the number.
Oh, so
There's not
that's
that
why
many,
it's such
though.
a big deal, huh?
Yeah,
It must cost him a shit ton of money to get it fixed then. Can't just
But
take it
we-
to a dealership.
yeah. We weren't interested in the cars. When we were
Yeah,
robbing
I mean,
them.
like honestly, if we were to steal the cars, what would we be able to do with them? Not
That would have
much.
been so funny though if he would have let you do a bit where like you drive away one of his cars.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But he would also never in hell let you guys do that.
Well, there's the fact of the matter that is, first of all, I don't think he would want to let any of us do that anyways. But also, I do not have a driver's license, so if I was able to do that,
Has
I
a
would
driver's
be
license,
worried.
but also owns a car.
we would only have been
Jeez.
able to take 2 of them when we were there.
You think we would have?
We could have taken we could have taken the Ferrari and we could have took his Porsche.
Mhm.
Slack could have took the Porsche. I could have took the Ferrari.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he doesn't care about those cars as much
Yeah.
because he doesn't have as many pictures of them around his house.
Yeah, I
his
think
entire his whole house is decorated in pictures of his Ford GT.
Really? More than just the
Mhm.
more
Yeah.
than just the garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So,
got.
like, there's
he's got,
one in the garage, like right in front of the Ford GT. So like he's looking at it and then he turns around and then there's a picture of it.
Mhm.
And then he goes into like I don't even
His
know what
office.
this room would like some like living space, and then there's just a big like
Maybe
3
a
or
living
4
room.
like separate picture like thing of it, you know, like there's like 4 paintings and it's like synced up. I
Is
don't
there
know how
anything
to,
else for art around there?
his
his
logo.
He does, yeah. He does have his big logo painted, but that was because it was for some special thing he did. I don't remember what it was.
Mhm.
And then he has some art that someone gave him. I can't remember, but like he has like 3 or 4 different like pictures around of his house of like his cars and stuff. He's
Wow.
one in his recording room, right?
Mhm. He has one
Yeah.
in his recording room, and then in his game, he also like in his Minecraft, he has a crafting table that has a model of the car inside of it.
And
Oh
we didn't
yeah.
see
He
his
fucking
bedroom.
likes that car. God damn.
We didn't see his bedroom, but I have no doubt in my mind that is
You think
all
it's
that is in
filled
there.
with cars?
There might be another one in there. There might be another Ford GT in
Wait,
How
there.
I
much
think
is
he
that
might have
car
had
worth?
That car? I don't know.
Google it.
Or
me the
GTs have
stats,
sold
Mason.
for
I'm sure it's-
450,000 3 years ago. Is what it says.
450,000?
Yeah, but I think that's just base model. So,
That's a fucking house.
and then I also found that only 1,350 were made, and only 600 are in customers' garages.
Damn.
1,350. Wow, that's not a lot of cars. Jeez.
It's more of
But
a
only-
collector's item.
But
than-
only
than a
600
car.
have been
Is-
sold. So only half of the
Well,
total have
Yeah,
been
so
sold.
they're rolling them out at a very sort of
Slow pace, yeah, and
I
that's
mean-
over 4 years.
yeah. So I'm sure that it's like he's got a pretty good reason to want to like that car. I think
Yeah, and
if you're a car guy, I mean, then even more so. I mean, I get it from my perspective as not really like I drive a 2002 Toyota Tacoma, so it's like I'm
You
not
like
really,
driving that?
I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna keep driving it until it doesn't work anymore, pretty much. Because
Fair.
I've been driving that car since I got that's the first car. It's still my first car, and I've been driving for almost 7 years.
Damn.
how many
But,
miles does it have?
What?
It has over 200,000 miles on it.
You're getting close, Ted.
It's getting
No, those things keep going until
You
like
think?
400,000 miles.
They
Yeah.
do. Well, it's the trucks that they use in like the Middle East that the terrorist organizations use because they don't die.
I'm basically driving an American Technical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean it's had to get like a bunch of shit replaced in it and stuff. And currently the heating doesn't work, and it's also winter in New York. So I just bundle up.
Is that what you drove here? Like
Yeah,
you like
I
to? Well, damn, that's
Yeah,
crazy. You've
I've
taken
driven
that
it across
thing
the country
everywhere.
twice, and I'm gonna drive it across a third time with my dad when I come out in July.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
So those in total have probably put at least 40,000. Like in total, it will have put the 3 road trips totally will have put like 40,000 miles on the car itself. Because it's like, because back and forth is actually more like 30,000. Because like back and forth is like around like 11 to 12.
So
1,000 miles.
did you buy that, or was that like a hand me down or something?
My dad originally purchased it used,
Mhm.
in like 2013, 2012, something like that.
Mhm.
Like 8 years ago or something like that. And then my sister used that to learn how to drive, and then I used it to learn how to drive, and then it sort of just became my car when I was driving in high school. And then there was 1 year that I wasn't driving it, which was my freshman year in college.
Mhm.
And then after that, I brought it to school with me, and I started driving there. And then it's just like it just became more and more of a this is like yeah. So and I
Cool.
yeah. And then he's gonna kind of transfer the ownership to me when I move out there originally. So yeah.
Gotcha.
What do we?
We
How did we
need to
get
talk.
here? How did we
what
get
did
here?
What did we steal from Jordan when we were at Jordan's?
Well,
Do you remember?
I mean, we didn't actually. I mean, we.
I mean,
kinda
I scoped out the place pretty well.
Yes, he he put up the binocular. Watch the video. But
So we didn't know what we were going to steal from him when
Yeah.
we were there, and I had come up with the ideas we should steal his YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So we
I
went to his
rushed in there.
computer. Yeah, went to his computer, got on his YouTube page, and then saved the HTML file of his YouTube page and put it on a thumb drive. And that's what we did. That's the only thing we stole from Jordan.
Yeah.
No, you
Was an
guys
HTML
took
of
two
his
things.
YouTube
Just
page.
the YouTube channel. I thought there was two things.
It would have been kind of
Did
funny
we
if you like uploaded some sort of video to his channel, didn't tell him, and did that sort of because the new YouTube thing, you could have just done like a thing where you uploaded it and then just sort of minimized the tab, done the whole thing. It would have been uploaded. You went back in and just published it, and then it would have just gone live on his channel, and there was like at least a couple 1,000 people will still see it, even if he deletes it within a couple minutes.
Yeah, but that would also be kind of terrifying for Jordan.
and that's also like invasion of privacy.
It would have, but hear me out. good reaction, good content, more money for us.
We are a business, and we
are a
are not
business.
friends.
We
$30
don't care
million.
about people's feelings. We don't care about
Do
their
we
happiness.
need more money?
Oh
have $30
yeah,
million.
no, we've already spent all 30 million.
Oh yeah, dude, that's
in
down
Vegas,
the drain.
in Vegas casinos
Yeah. And
because
also
of Schlatt's
Mason,
gambling addiction.
and also Mason, since you're associated with us, you cannot go back to Vegas, by the way. You can't go there because since they know that you know us, they're gonna torture you.
I have to be honest with you, Mason. We are back to being $90,000 in debt.
Yeah.
The only thing
probably
illegal
more
in
honestly, at least
Vegas,
$150,000 in debt.
It's all Schlatt.
the only thing illegal in Vegas is counting in your head. And Schlatt counted in his head, and now we're banned from Vegas.
Damn it, Schlatt. Every single time we get a little bit of money, gone. Schlatt, he's gone.
Yeah. He's like, here's the thing about Schlatt. He just really loves playing craps more than anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like not even like one of the good games to be playing either, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just bets. At one point he was betting $5 million on one thing.
He's overconfident in his card counting abilities.
Yeah,
for sure. I think the only thing he knows about counting cards is from the movie 21.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did this, but he managed to lose like at least $500,000 on Go Fish, which I don't even know how that's possible. So, how do you lose at Go Fish? It's fucking Go Fish. I don't know.
He didn't
I think
get
he
any
just
fish.
gave the guy money because he was happy.
Yeah.
Weird.
He's very generous.
But yeah, so Captain Sparkles. Anyways, Captain Sparkles. Huge success.
Huge success.
One might say.
Oh, great work there.
Huge success. And then I believe the next one that we did was the homestead of Mr. Macro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there's not much to really say about that besides I think it's very funny that you guys just walked in and you're like, "What? Where's all the stuff we're supposed to rob?"
Yeah, he was moving in at the time, and he literally came and made that little fake couch for us beforehand.
That was so funny. I didn't know he was like.
He did that before we even got there, and he was like, "I thought you might want something." It was very wholesome,
dude.
He made a bunch of fake furniture.
Dude,
yeah.
All the people we had in the video were
so receptive. Yeah,
they were so receptive, and they made the video for us. It was like they each had their own idea when we went in, and we were like, "Oh yeah, no, that's great.
That's a good idea. It's better than what we had." You know?
I was originally pretty nervous about this idea when you brought it up, Carson, because I was like, "What are we gonna do?" And then it was just like, "You're like, I don't know," and then it worked out, which made me so mad. Because when it comes to these shoots thing, I'm literally opposite. I love to plan this kind of shit out.
Well, it's interesting because on the real, Schlatt has made it pretty obvious to me and pretty clear. Like he's very interested in going into these things with less of a setup and having more of a, hey, let's improv this, let's improv that.
I do like improv, but I was thinking more along the lines of like
the video production.
The actual production of what we're doing usually needs to have like
yes and no, because you got to keep in mind we are not professionals, right? Like
I am,
and this can like break immersion and stuff too.
I am professional.
Wait, what do you mean, Travis?
Like if people know that it's like a set, like there's a lot more. It's a lot harder to get into character. I feel for some people.
Yeah,
like if there's a set. Yeah. There's like immersion too that can be broken if you're like, oh wait, I'm just not, it just doesn't feel right.
I guess it definitely differs from person to person. But I mean, here's the thing. I also have no sympathy at all, and I don't care.
I just think it's interesting to throw everyone at a situation.
No, that is fun. That is fun. I think that after doing that, I'm in being serious now. In all seriousness, I'm more open to doing stuff like that. I think in the future. I guess that was kind of the case. That week was also pretty chaotic too, and like even my Healy video, it was like the Healys came in 3 days 5 days too late. It literally took Healys like 2 weeks to get them to your place.
Yeah.
So we had to drive to Carson's house, Carson, Travis, Cooper, Noah's house, and we had to pick up the Heelys. And then I was like, where's the nearest freaking skate park, dude? And then we just kind of improved it there. And I had no idea.
The video ended up really good though. I love
my
that
best
video.
performing video ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. Yeah. It's like 300,000 views now.
Cool.
But yeah, Macro though, good guy.
Good guy. Great
guy.
people.
Yeah, I think that was my first time meeting him.
We went to In-N-Out after with them and stuff.
Oh, you did?
Great.
I had no idea.
Yeah, we did.
It was pretty funny because he had like this whole thing in his head, like what people should eat, like how it should be. Like he has his own like
Maddie's
thing
the
like
same way.
perfectly planned out, and like they have their own like lingos, like the way he wants his fries and like his buns done and
Wait,
stuff is really
really?
funny.
Well,
yeah,
no,
like he had his own thing.
That's actually I didn't think that you could get the buns like well done and shit, but you can get the buns well done so they're like
Toasted
little,
buns,
little toastier. It's like there's a whole situation there. Like
I did not know this.
what Maddie gets is she gets like a 4x4. So she gets a thing with
She gets a 4x4. That little body puts that inside.
Dude, she's a fucking dumpster.
For
She's a
anyone that
fucking
doesn't know, we're
dumpster.
talking about Ted's girlfriend.
Yeah, I am not a simp.
she's very short and very
She's
small.
like 5'4", 5'3",
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm a
compared
good
to
foot
us
taller than her.
giants,
I'm a
compared
good
to
foot
us
taller than her.
to us behemoths, she is very small.
Yeah. Dude, there's something about In-N-Out. It just makes it so much better than like McDonald's or like
Because like everything they get is like imported that day to their
it's
their thing.
really, really
it's just
good.
so fresh.
I think
And
we've
that-
had
and-
the In-N-Out conversation on this podcast before.
But it's hard. Like I think we need to have it again to really nail it in.
Okay.
You know,
You guys hyped it up so hard for me.
was
it
it
was
good? Did
hyped
you
up
like
Yeah,
it?
that's the problem.
It was
is,
fine.
is we say to people, hey, this is a good burger. We get excited for In-N-Out when we go. Then they
Yeah.
say, oh, this is going to be a fantastic burger. But no, it's a good burger for a good price.
Yeah, it's the price to quality ratio, really. And I think that's what people say a lot is that this is what I always hear people say. Hey man, you can't be comparing it to stuff like Five Guys, fucking nice burger places that are like where you sit down and you have like a burger that's like, you know, there's some really good bougie burger places where you can get a $26 burger and it's going to be the best burger you ever had. In-N-Out is not going to beat that, but like I had on the last podcast, I had a Big Mac before I ate those. I had one bite out of 5 of those double cheeseburgers, and I was literally ordering extra mac sauce for the Big Mac so I could at least somewhat simulate the amount of sauce action you get from a In-N-Out burger when you have it animal style, and it to no avail.
I mean, like, I'll be honest. I had a burger on the Santa Monica Pier, like
Yeah.
a few days after.
That was
I was
a
there.
good
I had
burger.
Yeah,
a,
like,
I had a hot dog.
yeah, like I ate a burger from there. Very good burger.
Pure
I would-
burger.
Yeah, pure burger.
Pure burger.
And I ate it. I was like, this is a solid burger.
It was
I go to
cheaper than I
In-N-Out.
thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought that when we went up to that Pure Burger, because I never went there because I was like, oh man, because there's a place further down that's like the funnel cakes, and the
Mhm.
funnel cakes are like $10, and they're literally made of air. Um, And I thought when you walked in that Pure Burger, I was like, oh man, I'm hungry and I want a little bit of something to eat, but this thing's probably gonna be like $15. And
That
it ended
was
up being
very
like
affordable.
it was like $6. Yeah, it was fine.
And I was like, this is a good burger. I go to In-N-Out. Okay. It's like above that. But
But it's like $2.
yeah.
I feel like we're not talking about the elephant in the room, which is Shake Shack.
No, Shake
Which-
Shack I feel like
Shake
isn't
Shack-
very
Shake Shack is
comparable to
expensive.
In-N-Out.
How much more expensive is it?
By like a good margin.
Shake Shack's a weird one for me. I've had some off experiences at Shake Shack because Shake Shack I do not like Shake Shack shakes. I get a Shake Shack shake. It just, I don't know.
I
For
think
a
that
place
there's
called the
also
Shake
sort of
Shack,
a-
I would think the shakes would be better. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I've offended a lot of people in the comments down below, but
There's sort of a layer of mysticism that comes with In-N-Out too, though, when there's like the secret menu items. It's like there's a limited sort of listing for their menu, and it's like it's fun to know all of the things that you can order beyond what is actually available on the menu. I think that's really cool, and that I think is part of why people get behind In-N-Out so like viciously, is because it feels good to be in the know with In-N-Out.
Yeah, it's like there's only like 3 items, but each item is like fully customizable almost.
Yeah, you can like.
I feel like In-N-Out, I would have enjoyed it more if when we went, I wasn't surrounded by high schoolers who have more money than me. It was very intimidating.
This is just an LA thing, isn't it?
What are you talking about?
It was just all hype beasts.
Oh, I mean, if you go to like, I've been to a lot of different In-N-Outs around the city, and it's like literally anybody goes to In-N-Out, though, is the thing about In-N-Out. I don't think it's like you're surrounded by a certain group of people. I've seen fucking rich looking Melrose fucking type people, fucking Rodeo Drive motherfuckers, and then I've also seen, I don't know, fucking people that don't have that much money like there, and like I don't know, I would not be surprised to see like some like fucking I don't even know where I'm going with this. Like I like you could have a fucking white blue collar construction worker in there, and then a fucking presidential candidate in there at the same time, and I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and honestly, Mason, I think it was like a big like thing with the time. I'm pretty sure we finished at like 3:30, and that's like when like about like when the school gets out then, and like travel time. Too. Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, guys. Right after the Macro House, we did Offline TV, and Offline TV was probably the big one. I was very excited.
We should name all the people on Offline TV first, because it's not just Pokimane.
We also did Smosh, by the way. Smosh was in there, but who cares about Smosh?
Oh yeah, actually, we can talk about that though soon.
No, I mean soon. I want to talk about that one another time, because we did a little try not to laugh.
True. We did all try not to laugh. At least, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, that's a thing for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Around when the bunny comes. Around when the bunny comes. Yeah. So you've got Michael Reeves. You got Lily Pichu. You got Mr. Fedmeister. You got Scara. You got Pokimane. You got Disguised Toast. Did I get everyone?
Nice job.
And their house manager.
Yvonne.
What was her?
Yvonne.
Yvonne, the house manager. She was very, very sweet. And they were.
Dude. The first thing you see when you walk in the door, just shoes.
So
there's like 3 massive shoe racks just completely full.
Like,
you want to talk about adjusted adults? That's adjusted adult house number 2.
Now wait a second. Is that adjusted adults, or is that Pokimane's ridiculous amount of spending on shoes? Or that entire house is a ridiculous amount of spending on shoes?
I have a lot of shoes.
I think when you put that many people in a house, and like I've got a rack for my shoes over here. Like I've got.
How many shoes do you have?
I've got a pair of boots. I've got a pair of sneakers. I've got a pair of my running sneakers. I've got a pair of my dress shoes. I've got a pair of slippers. I've got a pair of like lighter, breathable sneakers. And
How often do you wear your
And then
slippers?
I have a pair of Adidas, and then I have my other pair of Adidas.
Yeah, and for me, I've got 2 shoes and like 3 pairs of slides. That comes out
to being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs of shoes. But I used to only have like 2 when I was growing up.
How often do you wear your slippers?
I wear them when I'm editing or when I'm cold.
Okay. Nice.
or when I don't want to like throw on when I walk around the house, because we currently have a dog staying with us, and he sheds a lot, and if I walk around with my socks, they just end up getting covered in fucking golden retriever hair, and it's a pain in the ass.
Maybe I'm weird, and I'm like,
I think it's just a lot of people in that house.
Yeah,
it was just because when you because I've got 8 here, and then you've got how many people live in that house? 7, 8,
yeah,
something like that. So like that's a lot. That's in the over 50. So 50 pairs. So but yeah, they had like a rack of shoes, and then they had that big whiteboard of all their plans for World Domination. I mean, for destruction.
Yeah, no, they did.
For the week.
Yeah, Yvonne was like, "This is all of our world domination plans."
Did she actually say that?
No.
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 I'm just.
So when you- if you
I'm
guys
literally-
do go
she was
I'm
mostly
sarcastic and also gullible at the same time,
Yeah,
which
no.
is just a pain.
I
in the
mean,
ass.
we've been lying this entire podcast about
Yeah.
everything we've said. so,
nothing we say is
yeah,
real.
No. She was
So-
okay. Real talk. She was mostly just bewildered by the like sheer amount of people that came into the house when we got there. Because we
Yeah.
had we rolled up with 14 people, and she was like,
That's just kind of how we've been too. I think we
Yeah.
overwhelm people with the amount of people, people we bring with us.
"Yeah,
Which
I
became
don't think it's that bad. I really don't. I feel like
I think
compared
it
to other
takes a
people,
lot of-
I think we just think that we are a lot of people. I don't think it's as many as like another group if another group was going to do that.
I don't know."
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I
we
think it
did
just
have
takes
sort of
a lot of people to make this stuff happen.
yeah,
So it's
for
kind
that
of
week definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, they also had like those Nerf guns that Schlatt and Noah used to absolutely brutally bully Skara.
Yeah.
To be
They
honest,
just had them on.
I thought
on
those were
their-
going to shoot real bullets since Michael Reeves is in that house. I was pretty sure those were real guns.
Michael Reeves
Um,
is a scary guy, but actually, on
No,
the real,
super
not a
friendly.
scary guy.
Yeah, he's
Was very
super awesome.
cool meeting him, and he was super nice. The entire
Yeah, we'd
time.
already met him once before though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We'd met
no,
him in
San Diego for the
Calabasas.
Misfits party.
yeah. But it was cool to like, and he was honestly, props to him because I mean I guess he's probably used to it at this point because he involves tasers in so many of his videos, but he was a total sport for doing that taser
course he
bit
was.
because he lit well I mean like to willingly just let a bunch of people for someone else's video taser him all
Yeah.
at the same time, but it was I didn't know that he was going to do that bit where he had one in his pocket.
I
That
don't
was
think
new.
anyone did.
That was a
no.
completely genuine reaction.
Do
for
more
us.
tasers hurt if you have more
They-
than one taser tasing you? If they're saying at the same,
Those tasers, I don't know if this is just a me thing, but those tasers don't really feel that bad. They're kind of just like a pinch.
Yeah, that's
you
what he
hear
said.
that, Michael?
Like, 'cause he
Michael,
can't.
do you hear that? They don't hurt. They don't hurt. Ted.
But here's the thing: if you're not expecting it when it happens, your body, like when, like your body will like sort of really just instinctively like react very, very like you'll just jolt like a lot. Your body will move in ways that I only really experience when I'm doing Pilates. So, but no, he was a super good sport, and him and I got into one part that was cut out was me and him got into a duel with the tasers, and I started yelling taser duel, Michael Reeves taser duel, and then
when you guys
yeah.
did that, I was downstairs with like Travis and Mason, and we just heard a ridiculous amount of shocking noises all of a sudden.
And
him
screaming, like
yelling.
it was just
Screaming.
screaming, and then the shocking, and then you guys screaming because you didn't know he had the taser. It was
Yeah.
so good.
It was very
there was
so funny.
nothing for me to do during the offline thing, so I just spent the whole time with Pokey's cat.
oh,
which
no.
was a really
Dude.
cute cat.
oh my gosh, it's illegal how cute that cat is.
But it's also
Mimi?
a devil.
Oh my!
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
he's
oh,
also
it's so
such a dick.
spoiled. It's such a
Yeah.
brat. Oh,
You can
Oh,
tell.
man.
You can tell who
Whose
why.
cat it is?
Yeah.
Well, because
It's
Amon
because
like totally pampers it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I can
Yeah.
see that.
dude,
what-
Travis
what's
and I. Oh my gosh, Travis and I saw the litter box. It was like
oh my gosh, what?
it was like resetting
yeah.
itself.
Oh yeah, it was a self-cleaning litter box. I was like,
Mhm.
Oh wow.
this is future.
No, this
That's fucked up.
this cat is ridiculously pampered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's like the kind of like if you were to make a movie about cats, that's the cat that's like the LA Valley Girl cat,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like that one that you know that white cat in the Aristocats movie.
I have
The
not seen
animated
Yeah,
those
movie.
movies.
have you guys talked about the reason you went to the Chinese theater when we were in LA?
Yes, no, we saw. Yeah, no, we've been over. Cats.
Yeah, we've
No,
covered that.
Don't
Oh,
you
but,
worry.
good.
We so one of the most notable things about this offline TV thing was something that we planned with Pokimane maybe a half an hour before we even got there was us walking in to her stream during her stream and stealing stuff from her background.
Yeah.
The
crazy thing is that she actually came up with the Pokey's diary bit. We had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. Pokimane does not actually own a diary in which she writes all of her thoughts in.
Well, that we know of.
Well, that we know of.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. It could just be like something like planning.
We'll get the real one when we do robbing YouTubers too. Don't worry.
Yeah, robbing YouTubers too. We do
But
for real
real.
this time. Real time, not
Actual
clickbait.
robbing.
Parentheses, but for real.
But for real. Yeah. That's how we end all of Lunch Club. We just that's how we send off. We just really fucking rob everyone.
It's all a ploy
fucking
to gain
go to-
their trust and get in.
Yeah, and move to Guam. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, don't invite us over. We're just scouting out your place.
Yeah, it was
Travis?
it was funny because like we were like timing it. We were trying to time it while Pokimane was streaming because we told her that we were doing this thing and she was like, okay, I'll try to she talks to her chat for like the first hour and then she sort of just fucking I don't really know what she does she watches like other stream clips and stuff.
React.
So we were trying to time it for the times that she was in full screen. So we were watching her stream downstairs and we were like, oh, she's full screen. She's full screen. Go, 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 go. And we would like send someone up every certain amount of time. And it was, it was really fun. It was like, that was probably, if I wasn't sort of in production mode the whole time, I probably it would have been a fucking really, really fun time. But I stressed myself out.
I really enjoyed when I was actually going to talk about you when Travis went into the closet because he just camped out for like,
dude. When I went into the closet, Mimi followed me in, and she just kept meowing at me in there. I was like, "There's no way." Like, of course you would do this right now.
She was like, "You're not supposed to be here,
dude." It's like she knew.
Mimi was like, dude. I'll be honest, Mimi snapped on this one, guys.
Wow.
We
wanted to do a bit where we grab the cat. I think I actually there was one clip where I grabbed the cat, where I closed the door.
Oh, you grabbed the cat?
Yeah, there was this one last part later on where I take the cat. It's in the doorway and I pick up the cat and I walk away with it. But I don't know if that she might have.
Did you hallucinate this? Because I have no memory of this.
No, I remember this. It was after everyone's already gone. And then you went back.
I don't think that we actually have a clip of that. I haven't seen it before, but I
so
remember
you just took the cat.
Yeah, I remember doing it, but I don't. We didn't include it in the edit. It was just like sort of somebody go to that stream VOD and try to find that. And
I feel like it's kind of like only a few people of the group that were there kind of knew it, like because Ted kind of did it off the whim on his own, and then people were like, "Yo," Ted was like, "I just did this. Look at her stream," and then a few people looked, and the cat just vanished.
Yeah. I like picked her up by the door and walked away with her. I did like I picked her up and I went, For audio listeners, I looked my head around in a very obvious way, and then I walked away. I think Disguised Toast, he wasn't in town.
I did do a clip where I took a picture of him, but it didn't make it into the video.
Oh, really?
And then Travis with Fed was very funny because
he just walked in and said S.
No. I walked in and I tried to take, because he has like this collage, like he has his name written out, but it's like in the name is like collaged pictures of like him and his friends.
Very cool.
And it's Velcroed to the wall with like Velcro strips. And so I tried taking the E off and I didn't know how strong like the thing was. I didn't want to break it. So I was trying to take it off like with a little force and it just wouldn't come off. I was like, nah, I'm going to the other letter. So I took the other one and I took it off. I took the F off and I was like, S. And then I walked out of the room and the whole time I was just completely ignoring Fed because he was talking to me and I was just ignoring him the whole time.
Yeah.
The issue with subtitling that the issue with subtitling that, Ted, would be how do you put up a subtitle that just says S and it still makes sense?
Put it in quotes and just put an S there.
But then
it wouldn't make any sense, but it would still. That's the point. What he said didn't make any sense, anyways.
For real.
And I just realized this just now, but in an alternate universe, if I had like an actual username instead of just my fucking literal name, it would have been Ted Meister.
Really?
That I don't know. That sounds like it could have been a good username.
Oh, what could have been, Ted?
What
Oh, you could have been a completely different man.
We didn't actually call you on this podcast to be a bastard, Mason. I don't recall that.
Then why are you here, Ted?
Oh, what? You just roasted me.
He sure did, Ted Meister.
Headmeister. What a stupid name. What
Yeah,
a
who would
stupid
name
name
themselves
for a
that?
stupid guy.
You know,
Almost
that's
as bad
about
as
the same thing as
Ednivison.
making fun of. Holy shit. Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah. Anyways, Lily, she wasn't available.
Yeah, I think she was sick at the time.
Yeah, she was sick at the time.
She came out one time and I was like, "Hey, Lily," and she was like, "Hello," and then she ran back inside.
Yeah. Yeah, she literally sprinted when
came
she
out of
saw
her
Carson.
room,
She was absolutely terrified.
looked at
of the man.
me. She looked at me confused, and then went back into her room.
Yeah, she
And that
probably
was
had
the only
no
time
idea
I
what was
saw
going
Lily.
on. She was probably just in
Yeah.
this sort of haze the whole time, and then all of a sudden there's just people walking around, Nerf guns talking. They've got Pokemon stream up downstairs below her where she's streaming upstairs. Would have been
It
very
must have been a
confusing.
lot.
Um,
Offline TV was great, and then we went on to the Mob, and the Mob.
oh yeah,
The Mob was very fun for us because they were so chill with whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so receptive. I
I didn't
love
know
those
who they
guys.
were before we showed up.
I didn't either.
That's my Gus Johnson, Eddie Burback crew thing.
Yeah. I
The equivalent of Travis.
loosely knew a lot of them. And
The only one I knew was JHB.
yeah, for
Which
the
is
Mega
funny.
videos.
Yeah.
They were super chill with everything, and it was very lovely to meet them and get to know them.
yeah.
I'd love to do more stuff with them in the future.
Yeah,
they seem
Cooper.
really cool.
There's got to be a video somewhere of Cooper going down their roof like it was a half pipe.
Yeah,
He didn't tell anyone about it, so I don't think we.
No,
got
No,
no, there
there's-
is.
yeah.
Yeah, there's.
There's a
It's
clip
got to be
somewhere.
somewhere. They let us take down their entire fence, and Charlie damaged his
himself.
foot.
yeah.
That like
It just
even in the actual
Yeah.
edit, the final edit, it looks so fucking painful.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
and he just charged through it like a champ.
Oh my god, he's a total champion. You know, if it was Mason that happened to, he would have been, you know,
Is this how
complaining
you treat your
complaining
guests,
all
then?
day. Complaining all day. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the obvious person to say that for would have been Carson. He would have been knocked
Yeah.
out for the rest of the day in reality.
That's
But,
true.
like,
Actually, I'm a pussy.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, such a high level.
yeah,
I mean, I can't express it enough.
no, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you agree with me because
Me too.
Yeah, no, okay. Who? So that's one situation in which it was probably even less planned than what was the one before that was less planned. It was then the whole video.
didn't
That was probably the
plan
most
any of
chaotic
them.
part. Well,
Yeah.
the Pokemon one was probably the most structured part of it, I think.
Yeah.
But because like we didn't want to be dicking around in the background for too long before it was like because we had to get in and get out, so we
Yeah.
chose specific things for us to steal. But with the fucking mob one, it was sort of that was probably the most chaotic where it was just
I
like,
definitely think it was like one of the easier, like the easiest one to record, just like in there. It was
Yeah,
just,
'cause
I
it
feel
was
like it
least
was,
planned.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, with all of these, we were really. I think a lot of times we were just like we went into the house and we were like, "What do we want to do?" And then the guest was like, "You could do this," and then we were like, "Let's do that."
Yeah. There's gonna be people who comment on this podcast or on the YouTube channel or whatever, and they're gonna be like, I feel like there's gonna be at least one person who's like who are like mad or something that we didn't actually rob people. I feel like that's like at least one person like that exists.
What people get upset over is people will comment and be like, "This is scripted. This is all scripted." First of all, no, by no means was it scripted. Second of all, if it was scripted, I don't think it would
I think
matter.
by scripted they just mean that like the people who it's happening to are in on it. I don't think they actually mean that there was like that we went into final draft and we like wrote up like Carson walks through upper interior hallway and then takes this from the wall where it's it's like
I wouldn't
I think that
describe
they're
it as
just annoyed
scripted.
that they're just in on it, which is just like go watch a prank video.
The only thing that
And
had multiple
chances
takes was
are
the Gus
actually
stuff.
it's also scripted too with the prank videos because a lot of them were out there ones.
What's up,
You know?
Mason?
The only thing that was like rehearsed was the Gus stuff. Really.
Yeah.
But we did
to
multiple
certain
takes
extent.
on that.
Yeah. And then
We did
Travis,
multiple
what
takes
were
on
you
that.
gonna say?
Me? Oh, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say I definitely don't think it was scripted, but more loosely planned.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was like, I mean, what better way for us to absolutely ruin our reputation within the larger community if we were to literally go to people's houses unannounced and just start doing that?
I mean,
Oh,
besides the
man.
mob, I feel like with the
I'm-
mob
with-
because we
well-
did actually rob them. I
Well,
think,
yeah, with the mob, it was like, yeah, we took their stuff. It's whatever. But they're so
Yeah.
cool about it that it didn't even really matter.
Right,
But
yeah.
like with offline TV, if we came to their house like unannounced and like sort of, oh my God, that would just be such a bad look. Because they're all just like, so I don't know. They seem all very like, they're all very respectable people.
Mhm.
So like I would be absolutely totally embarrassed for myself if I were to do anything along the lines of that.
Yeah.
It would be
I was very happy with the recording though. I
Mhm.
think it ended up very well
Did we-
done.
did we do anyone else besides?
No,
Oh yeah, no.
that's everyone.
We had
Yeah.
plans to do other people, but time just got too soon, and it was
Yeah,
just
who
kind of
else?
hard.
Who else?
Ludwig
would
was
we-
on the list.
Yeah, Ludwig.
I thought it would have been fun to do like the Fine
'Cause
Brothers or
yeah.
like Philly D, but didn't really get around to it. Didn't have time.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
kind of they're like from where we were, it's like much harder
What
traverse.
if can you imagine if Team 10 was still around and we did
That would
them?
be
They
wacky.
are, aren't
That would-
they?
I don't think that they are. I
Not
don't
like
think they're
really.
the same
I
thing
think
that
there's like
they
a
were,
dog in
but
there
they're
now.
still
I think they have a
around.
dog in Team 10, like a Team 10 dog with an
Like the
Instagram.
mascot.
Yeah.
10. Who's
I think
still in Team 10?
I think a lot of people don't realize how packed our shoot was. Like we didn't give ourselves like any time to breathe.
No,
a lot of
especially like the
days.
first few days, we were still just kind of like acclimating and going
Yeah.
a lot slower than we should have, which made it also like a lot harder.
It was
Because
a
at the
huge-
beginning, we kind of had like a loose plan and what we should do every day,
Yeah.
and we kind of followed it, not really. And then we started having more meetings, and like all together and kind of get like a better idea. But like it was still kind of hard to follow, like a lot.
Yeah.
Well, like not to follow, but like to actually do it and stuff.
Yeah.
Execute. That's the word I was looking for.
You're welcome.
Nice,
Yes.
Ted. Great
Thank you.
job.
Appreciate that. Hey man.
Also, I want to give a quick shout out because like Conda Fiction, the guy that edited the video, really tied it all together well. And
And he did it in like fast.
Yeah,
too.
he did. He
Quick.
did a
Days,
great
yeah.
job with it. We're probably gonna have him edit a lot more of the videos going up on that channel. He did a great job with that video. Also, shout out to Narwhal who's editing this podcast right now.
And
Shout
the
out
past
Narwhal.
few that have been
Yeah,
with the new thumbnail style he's done.
yeah, it's been good.
Mhm.
Shout out
Hell
to
yeah.
those guys. Very cool people. And obviously shout out to Misfits Management Group for all the help and setting up Lunch Club and everything and getting us going, because now we're really able to take off and do whatever we want creatively with it, which is
Yeah.
very exciting. And then
Misfits and Omnia too.
oh yes,
Going out.
Omnia Media, huge shout out to them too.
Yeah.
They've all been huge champs for us, pulling in favors and stuff, and it's been really nice. We wouldn't have been able to rob the mob if it hadn't been for Omnia setting it up for us and stuff like that. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been dope. It's been a freaking awesome time.
Dude, it feels like it's been so much longer since that time
Yeah.
than it has.
It's been like a month, right?
Yeah, it's been
Not
long.
even. Right?
Just recently
it's
a
been
month.
a
As
month.
of
Yeah.
today, a month. As of today, a month.
That's crazy. I'm ready to
Yeah.
do another one, boys. I
Oh, yeah.
I
2
enjoyed-
weeks.
Today being the 15th.
Yeah.
2 weeks, Boston. 2 weeks.
I mean, Boston, that's not going to count. I mean, PAX East,
I don't.
it's going to
I'll,
be weird.
if you fly me out to LA, I'll come out to LA. Just let me know.
Just
I'll
let me know.
I'll never decline.
yeah.
All right.
Also, huge shout out to our parents. Without them, where would we be?
We would be just a wisp of an idea of a world in which our parents have children.
Thank you guys for watching and listening to this week's episode of the Lunch Club podcast. This has been 23, right? We're on 23, something like that.
Believe so.
You know, yeah.
Mason, since you were our guest this episode, what do you want to shout out? That camera. What's going on?
Tell
in
the
your
world about what you got going on.
Not a lot. I run a Twitch channel. The guys will have it linked in the description, I'm sure, right?
We'll think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll think about it.
Follow me on Twitter, all that stuff. You know, it'll be linked in the description. I'm almost at 50,000 followers. That'd be really cool.
What are your usernames for our audio
Fantastic.
listeners?
It's _Mason, but it's spelled UNDRSCR Mason.
Wow.
Wow.
So there's no vowels in the underscore part. Very
No
interesting.
vowels.
He's a vowelless boy. Okay.
Thanks for coming
Well,
on,
for the-
Mason, and thank you, Ted and Travis and myself for being a part of Lunch Club.
You
as
just
per
fucking
usual.
thanked yourself.
I do what I do for this group. Okay.
I mean, he likes it.
It is
Yeah.
it is what it is, Ted. I'm an adult. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Not very well adjusted, though. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry. That was rude.
No, honestly, I am such a child. It's ridiculous. I'm a
Little
very
baby
tall
boy.
child. Like
Little
John
baby boy.
Mulaney says. He describes himself as a tall child, and that's pretty accurate to how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks, guys, for coming
Thanks.
on to this podcast.
Bye-bye.
Make sure to follow us on our socials and follow the
Goodbye.
Lunch Club podcast on Twitter and Instagram. It's just called Lunch Club, and keep it spicy. See you around.